So hi guys, my name is Izzy, I'm a sporadic YouTuber. Today I'm going to be doing the spoiler review version of California by Edan Lepucki. If you want to see the spoiler-free version, then I did just post that. So you can go back and watch that if you'd like. I'll try to link it up above, but let's be real, I will not remember. I never do. Everyone here is ready for some spoilers. We know that I did not love this book. We know that I did not hate this book. It was just kind of meh. We know this is a post-apocalyptic book. It is set after basically not the end of the world, but the end of civilization as we know it. It is part natural disaster related and part like us killing each other related, which basically humanity destroys the entire planet and everyone in it. Duh. Humanity and civilization is slowly starting to rebuild, and it's starting to, you know, rebirth. Frida and Cal are our two main characters. So Frida, she thinks she's pregnant. I mean, there's no real way to test in these days. There's no pregnancy tests. She's running late on her period and she thinks she's pregnant. Oh, Frida and Cal aren't the only people in the world. We know this because of August. August is this guy that comes and goes, by the way. He is this random like traveler guy that comes and goes out of different areas. We know there's other people in the world because of August. Because where the hell else would he be going to trade and barter shit with? So, this has to go somewhere, right? So, Frida and Cal decide to go to this other civilization that Cal knew about but kept from Frida because he knew that she would want to go there and we want to be safe and you don't know what those people are like. Which I get. Cal is smart. I get it. I was with him on this one. I'm like, yeah, let's spend the rest of this book in the woods doing nothing. Forever. Not really. Book-wise, I wasn't with them. I'm like, okay, come on. Yeah, let's meet some people. Yeah, let's meet some people. Let them be evil and want to kill you all or something. We pull up. We not really pull up because we're walking. So we get to this other civilization that is basically like a little town. And they are introduced to Frida's brother. I know. That was a little bit of a mind blow part, because earlier in the book you find out that Micah, Frida's brother, was one of the people who kind of were the start of the end of the world because he went into a mall and blew himself up in front of other people and took out other people. Then you find out that guy was just a decoy, no big, and he did not die. It's weird. There's this whole kind of cult thing surrounding that whole incident that takes place a little bit in the book. Frida kind of tells a little bit of backstory about her brother and this cult thing that's kind of called the Plank, and you kind of hear a little bit about it, but not enough. For me, not enough. I wanted more. They end up living in this, you know, this area because they are Micah's, you know, it's his sister and he's the leader. So they end up being able to stay, but there will be a vote at the end of this eventually. There will be a vote and the whole town gets to vote and decide whether or not these people stay in their town. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. You know, you want to make a good impression on these people then. You want to be nice. You want to be kind. You want to show that you can contribute to this group. I get it. And then they vote you in. Makes sense. These people know how to make the world work. I get it. You're running a tight ship. I get it. But there's one problem with this whole thing, in the fact that Frida doesn't see any kids running around, and that bitch thinks she's pregnant. I know. She doesn't know for sure, so Micah tells everybody to keep it on the down low, him and everybody, I mean Cal and some other guy. So they tell them to keep it on the down low, and Cal tells Frida, don't tell anyone you're pregnant until we start seeing signs, because you might not be pregnant, you know. Stuff happens, it's the end of the world, you might be malnourished, that could be why you're not having your period. Sorry guys that are watching this review, if you don't like the word period, you should probably leave because that's life. That's a natural body. That's how it works. So anyway, Frida is trying to prove her worth. She wants to stay in this town. Regardless of if she's pregnant or not, she wants to stay here. Cal is a little wary at first. Then they switch. So, back back to there being no kids in this town. There's none. Nada. Zilch. No kids. No pregnant women. Nothing. Not allowed. Frida thinks maybe there's like some crazy like conspiracy thing where the women can't get pregnant. I'm like, bitch, this isn't Lost. Spoiler alert for Lost, by the way. So this whole reason that there's no kids in this town, Micah decided when he moved there that kids were a distraction. Parents were spending way too much time watching their kids, trying to teach their kids. There is no schooling, so you'd have to set aside like daycares and blah blah blah, and they take away from resources. They are basically a hankering on society. Which I'm not against him on that. I kind of get that. But I also don't. I mean, if you want to have a society, you're going to have kids, right? Like, if you want to keep continuing and keep having, you know, humans living, eventually you're all going to die. You're going to need to have something, you know, to carry on your legacy kind of thing. And Micah has thought of that too. So these pirates come in, they do their thing, they take all the resources, blah, 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 they rape, pillage. They do what pirates do. Basically kind of like The Walking Dead, spoiler alert. So it was basically like a Negan situation with these pirates. And Micah came in, saved the town. So Micah tells them that, hey, there's this other neighborhood that I've been to, and they need kids. The women there have been having trouble getting pregnant. They want kids. You have kids. We don't need kids because we're struggling. Give them your kids. They will live a good life. So if you want a good life for your kids and you want to be a good parent, ship them off. So Frida learned all that stuff about the kids, and she learns that this woman that's working in the kitchen is also a friend of Sandy and Bo, who used to live in the house that they lived in the woods that they knew. They knew these people. So they both knew these people. Those people had 2 kids, by the way. I forgot to mention that. They had 2 kids. They were one of the only people that hesitated about sending their kid off and refused to send their kid off and decided to live on their own in this house. So it wasn't like Micah trapped anyone in this town. So it was basically like either give up your kids or you go. And Sandy and Bo were 2 of the people that decided to do that. They had 2 kids. They had 1 kid, and then they had another kid. So they decided to live off the property. I'll put that there, because that's really exhausting to hold. So Cal's, you know, in with the man's group and all of that stuff, which is really annoying, by the way. And they're deciding that they're about ready to bomb this other community. Why? I don't fucking know, because Micah is a psychopath, and he should not be the one in charge of this group. He should not be the leader. He is insane. He is crazy. He is nuts. I don't like this guy, okay? I don't like him. Frida has made it in with the ladies in the kitchen, and she's starting to, you know, get along with these ladies more, and they're both starting to feel like they belong in this society. The vote comes. It's a couple seconds down on the clock. You know, Frida's sitting there. Cal's sitting there. I'm not a really good sport announcer. I'm just gonna stop doing that. Anyway, so Frida, being the fucking dumbass that she is, this bitch, oh my god. I could have slapped her in the face. I get it. I get why she did it. I know. She was just trying to be honest with everyone. But she knows she lives in a town that has no kids. And she won't be able to keep her kid. But she turns around to these people and goes, hey, guess what, guys? I'm pregnant. I just want to let you guys know before we vote and do all this shit and you decide to accept us, I just want to be honest. Guess what, guys? I'm pregnant. So, obviously there's fucking mayhem and panic. These people freak out because they think that Micah knew about this whole time and was gonna let these people be voted in, even though he knew that his sister was pregnant, which he did know, but he plays it off like dumb, like, no, I didn't know. Why wouldn't you tell us that, sister? That's not fair, blah, blah, blah. You know, because he needs to look like the good little civil leader that he is. So everyone here just starts fucking freaking out, and I mean, they're like getting their pitchforks out, Frankenstein style, and they're about to chase that monster, you know, kind of thing. Like they're getting ready, and they want to take Frida out, they want to take Cal out, they want to take Mike out. They're pissed. So Frida and Cal flee and go hide up in this treehouse thing. They hide. The treehouse comes in earlier, but it's not really important. But that's where they're hiding. So they hide until Micah comes and talks to him, and he's basically like, why the fuck did you do that, you dumbass? And basically saying what I'm saying, you dumbass. They go away with August, and August takes them to this other civilization. This other one that Micah knew about. Hint, hint. He knew about. You know what I'm talking about? You know? The bomb? you know, he's gonna blow up that town. So Micah makes August take them there. Get them the fuck out of here. They can't stay. They're gonna have a kid. And the whole town is in uproar. Get them out. August ends up telling them this whole story about how Bo and Sandy were part of the group or blah blah blah, and Micah is the reason they're dead because he made them take arsenic or whatever, or poison them and made them die. I can't remember why, because obviously it wasn't that important, and Micah is a fucking crazy son of a bitch. Why are the people following this maniac? I say that now, and I live in America, so it's kind of relevant right now. Anyway, not important. So it cuts ahead a little bit later, whatever. It's at the end. It's the end of the book. They're in this town. It's basically a nice little town. It sounds adorable, by the way. It sounds where I would like to live at the end of the world, you know? Anyway, they end up living there, and it cuts to, you know, Frida, and she actually is pregnant, by the way. She is quite large and in bed. It ends there, basically. It basically just ends. And no one talks about the fucking bomb. Cal knew that the place is gonna get bombed soon. He knows that this was Micah's intent. He's going to blow up this place, and you're here with your kid, and you love your kid, and you love your wife, and you're just, I'm like, you guys, I don't think that Cal, like, intentionally put them in danger. I think that Edan just kind of forgot about the bomb that she created, like, a little early in the story. So, like, I need some resolution. I need to know, is Micah gonna fucking bomb this town now? Even though his sister and his niece or nephew, I think it's a niece, I think she's gonna have a girl, I can't remember. But even though his fucking niece or nephew is living here, his brother-in-law living here, his sister living here, is he gonna still bomb this fucking town? And I remember, that's right, Micah is a fucking psychopath. So yeah, he probably will bomb this place. Why the fuck Cal and Frida decide to stay, I'll never know. I still won't ever find out. And it just... So that's it. So that's where this book ends. So you get a little bit of backstory throughout the whole book of like what happened and how it led up to the apocalypse. But that wasn't enough for me. I feel like if this book would have had more of that and less of like the boring shit, it would have been better. I really, like, if Edan Lepucki went out and she wrote a prequel to this book, I would buy it. I would be all over that. I needed more of how this happened, how this world became what it is now, and how these little, you know, civilizations built themselves. I needed more of that, and I didn't get it in this book. Now, that being said, and everything that I've said about all of this whole story, everything that I've said, the main thing that I did like about this book, because, like I said, I gave it 3.5 stars. I did not hate this book. I liked it. And while it lacked some action, I mean, we did start to get a little bit when we were getting to the end of the vote and everything, and then it just fizzled out just like, you know, the end of the world will really be. The thing that I actually did like about this book was the characters. While I fucking hated Micah, he was complex. And I didn't like him. I didn't like his character, but I knew that he, you know, I liked how his character was built. If that makes any sense, he was complex. The same with Frida. She did things that really pissed me off, so did Cal, but she did things that really pissed me off, and then, but you know, she's human. She's making mistakes that humans make because she's human. And she's complex. And she's not psychologically altogether there. I mean, she's wandering around with a goddamn turkey baster for God knows what reason. I mean, this woman is not altogether there. You don't wander around during an apocalypse with a fucking turkey baster because you got all your marbles, you know, in there secure. Side characters like August and Sandy, Bo, and the woman in the kitchen that I cannot remember her name. Small little characters are built well enough that they do just barely hold the story together for me. I would have never made it through the book if these characters weren't built that well. I would have never made it through. I don't DNF books, but I would have DNF'd this one if the characters were not complex. So yeah, that's it. That's all my thoughts. It's a jumbling mess of thoughts for you guys on this book. So if you like this review and want more reviews or whatever, please let me know in the comment section below. If you want me to read a book and review it and I haven't read it yet, just let me know. I'm open. I'll read it. I'll try to find it and read it and do a review. A terrible one, I know. But yeah, so if you want more like written reviews, they're down below in my lovely Goodreads channel, which it's spoiler free even though you watch this, so I'm assuming you don't care about spoilers. So anyway, bye guys. I hope you enjoy this. Peace, I'm out, goodbye, all that stuff. Mwah, I love you. Bye.